Welcome all my lovely goblins and ghouls of the internet. I am Hanya, your Divine Cinephile, and happy Friday the 13th! The second Friday the 13th of the year. And it's not really feeling Friday the 13th. I'm looking out the window. It's very sunny. It's very nasty, disgusting. So I wish it was more gloomy. Snow, rain, dark clouds, something tragic. But they got two awesome things that was released earlier today. The first one, talking about in this video, we got two updates on the vampire Lestat. So it is official. The show will be premiering on June 7th. So great to have that official confirmation. Still about, I think, 90 days away from that. So still gotta wait. So a bit of a long wait. But it's fine. It's gonna be awesome. I've started rereading not the vampire Lestat, but the original Interview with the Vampire. Taking it kind of slow, but I'll try to finish both books before season 3 starts. I just even fair to call it season 3 because it's marketed as a whole new show in a way. Like if you use AMC Plus to watch the shows, the Vampire Lestat has his own separate banner, as his own separate thing. So I think it's cool to call its own unique show. But we got the opening. They just announced we have an opening for the series. It's not going to be a title card, for Interview with the Vampire, which I love this. I love this so much. Most TV shows, TV shows these days don't even have opening sequences anymore. So this is going to be awesome. Let's check this out. Ooh. Dude. What the? Lestat and all his forms. Ooh. I just went from the music from the other show video. To run. Daniel, Armand. Otis. Whatever, Colin. Nice little heart. Bang. Louis. Oh, the vampire burning. Bang. The vampire Lestat. All right, that was more chaotic than I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, that's really cool. That's nice. They were gonna have an actual opening title sequence and not just a title card. Okay, so I had to go back. I hit the wrong button and we weren't recording analyses of this, so we're gonna do it all a second time. So if you notice here that they have little lyrics scattered about the trailer. So we're gonna go. No. Quality. I keep hitting the wrong thing. We're gonna go pretty slow in this. So not slow enough. So we have little lyrics sprinkled out throughout. So Wes regret death. Maybe go back a little slower. Sweet release, lost opportunities, midnight abortion, cold hand of fate. Oh, I didn't know this one the first time. Sweet relief just popped up. And there's another one right here. The Havocs play on. The Havocs Then we got Lestat, which are all images of him I think we've seen throughout the various promotions so far. So nothing really new here. And now we get our first little, not this one. This is a cool image of him, but not this one. Here we get our first vampire memorabilia. You could say got the V for vampire. And we see a lot of old classic vampire biz. Why did I say biz? A lot of old classic vampire stuff pop up throughout the trailer or the opening. And this is kind of like what Lestat did in the novel. He sold up the whole vampireness of his, bit. He even wore a cape on during his performance. And nothing about the show, but this part right here, it looks like a big reference to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Leatherface dancing with a chainsaw in the sun. Now, Lestat's travel van. We've seen this in at least the official trailer and in that clip with Daniel. And we get little glimpses like this throughout the trailer too, about how Lestat is taking over the world, his growing fame. Now we got our first, this image I should just repeat a couple times, but this is our look at Lestat's family home, his big old, I'm not sure what you call it, a mansion, but his aristocratic family. And I hope we see this a couple, like throughout the season, at least like the first 2 episodes. I hope it's just not in episode 1 and we abandoned it. Now it's kind of hard to tell who these characters are, but look at this one. You get like these images, this image. It looks like a traditional European painting. And you get this image. It looks like a person, like a close-up photo, like a vampire. Someone trying to bite someone. So could this be Magnus? I can't remember what Magnus's actor looks like, but it definitely just supposed to be somebody important. Then you got the rams. Is that supposed to be a ram's head? You would run. And we go to Lestat's home to Lestat, him holding us in his hand, pulling us into his gaze. Now some blood on somebody's hand. Somebody's a murderer. Somebody's a killer. And it kind of looks like 2 little bite marks there too. Daniel. Oh, what's this right here? But there's some writing right here, but I can't exactly tell what it's supposed to be. R&R. No, oh, it's a rip. It's a rip. It looks like a gravestone. Now we got the vampire Armand. Now this is kind of interesting because how Armand's gonna be handled this season, I think will be completely new, like kind of like a new plot point, because you're going by the books, the book timeline. Him and Daniel were together in this very, very odd, toxic relationship. He was like, I need to go back and reread the book. Probably won't be based off the books in any kind of way, unless they're going to be shuffling around events again, which might be okay depending on how they do it. Maybe Armand would be looking for his maker, because Marius, I'm trying not to give too much book spoilers, Marius will start to play a very important role this season or next season. Oh, we get a little more flashes of lyrics. Oh, ha 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 ha. Okay, so this is just the editor trolling us, which I appreciate. Now, I think this is supposed to be Gabriella. It's kind of hard to tell with her face right here. I don't really know the actress that well, and she's been kind of scarce throughout the marketing. So this might be her, and it might be somebody else. Cigarette, a blunt, but it is fire, and we know how dangerous fire is to the vampires. And also Lestat's point of view on fire and getting burned, which is kind of an important plot, or not plot, but like character trauma for him if they keep that part in with the show. And more or less that being worshipped like a god, but we also get to hear more fire imagery. So like how the vampires getting burned and charred in the pyre. These are all French words, so I have no idea what they mean. But this one here is a kind of a cool shot. It's good. Because how long the fangs are. Because the vampire, they have pretty long fangs in this show, but nothing like this big, unless I don't think so, because I was just watching season 2 like right when I just walked back into the house. So yeah, I think this it might be a specific character or just more vampire imagery for the sake of Lestat commentating on vampires and marking himself off being a vampire. All right, so now we get this little montage of all these different vampires like throughout the world, like throughout time. So we got the classic, like cartoonish vampire, little cute, little silly, little silly. And it kind of looks like we have a pair of eyes right here, like this is a face, but I don't see one on either screen. Now, I'm not sure if this is something they made for the show or this from an actual cartoon, because this looks very familiar. The Orlok face on a bat. Now we actually do get Orlok classic Nosferatu. I think this has to be taken directly from the film. This though is different. Now, I know for sure that's not a clip from Nosferatu. I think it might actually be Sam Reed in makeup. They gave him little devil horns because he's walking on the devil's road. This one actually went by pretty fast. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be, but Some Cravings Never Die, VHS. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a reference to something like the Lost Boys. You know, like the vampires, like the scary but sexy vampires that you got in the 80s. Now we also got a reference to Twilight and even possibly the Vampire Diaries. You know, the vampires that we got in the late 2000s and early 2010s. They were much more dramatic and sexy. And they weren't really monsters. Maybe kind of like superheroes to an extent, but they weren't really monsters. Even got the eyes crossed out. He kind of looks like Edward Cullen, or even what's his name, Stefan from Vampire Diaries. It kind of looks like an old teenager's room. I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be a reference to. I mean, this kind of looks like Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it's like in the CG. And is it CG or is it just how they animated? It kind of looks like a video game, so I'm not sure if they're trying to reference something specific here or not. Now here we got another callback to Nosferatu and probably just even Dracula itself. You know, the person going into the woods, crossing this strange country they're not familiar with, encountering something ancient and non-human. Now, I'm not sure whether there's a reference here, though. It's just nice pair of legs, which, awesome. And you got Lestat being referenced and worshipped like a god. He's a rock god, a rock star. The people are all coming for him. Coming to take his heart, stop his heart. Or maybe it's to show that he's getting all this attention. He's starting to feel alive again. He isolated himself in New Orleans for what? Since the 40s. Basically, not the late 40s, early 50s. Like, he's been so alone and basically dead. So now his heart is starting, it's pumping again. He feels alive again. More X's. more symbols of Lestat taking over the culture. He's becoming something big. Now this one, I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be a reference to. At first I thought, like, I'm not sure this is supposed to be Dubai. This could be like a reference to Louis's place where Louis lives. Then again, I'm not exactly sure if we ever saw the outside of where Louis lives, and this is supposed to be actually be his house or not. But if it is, well, the next shot is it being blown up. So yeah. So the lots of the events from last season, them publishing that book, I'm pretty sure this shows that it's coming to bite Louis in the ass pretty soon. Now, this one is very weird because it's a reference to the Joker, and specifically Joaquin Phoenix's Joker from the 2019 movie and god-awful sequel. Now, this one's kind of weird because when you think Lestat, you don't really think Joker. I mean, the character's a Joker, but you know, him and the Joker are two very different characters. It's a sign that Lestat is putting on a performance. He's acting the clown. He wants all this attention, but also he's trying to be like a rebel. He's trying to be like kind of like a rebel because that's what the people in that movie thought the Joker was trying to be, but he's not. But then again, if you want to go deeper, the whole point of that movie, the 2019 Joker, was to show that, yeah, if you put people in, get people with mental issues, you put them in a system that bullies them, doesn't support them, you know, people snap. And you can kind of maybe say the same thing with Lestat to an extent. I'm not exactly sure. Not sure. But then again, that movie was, another point of the Joker movie was that he was an unreliable narrator. And maybe they're doing that with the same thing with Lestat. We'll see. Just a cool shoe. It's just a cool shoe. Oh, drugs, lots of drugs. Or is it supposed to be is this supposed to be drug imagery? I'm not exactly sure. Kind of looks like an ice cream scoop to me. Ooh, puncture wounds. No, this is actually supposed to be a character. Let's again. Let's go back. Do you see a name anywhere, or you see somebody in the bathroom probably dying? And this, I wonder if this is a character in the show. Appropriate age 53. Sex doesn't say. Description to where remains are found. Alley on Safer Boulevard. Time served 1600. Puncture wounds on the neck. I wonder if it's supposed to be a specific character, just like to show that Lestat is taking some people out while he's on his little tour, or just more to show that vampires are becoming more bold in how they kill. Lestat. Afterlife. Interview with the vampire. Oh, it's supposed to be like a cartoon rendering of Louis. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then we got the whole thing with the toilet, the urinal, and the blood piss, which is still a thing. It was like, I'm not sure how I feel about that, because in the book, vampires didn't have to use the bathroom, but in the show, they do have them eat sometimes. They have them eat and drink sometimes, which is kind of inconsistent. They can, I guess, pee if they really need to. I don't know. It's a cool imagery. I'll give it that, though. Bowling ball. I'm not sure what that's supposed to symbolize. Maybe just to show that Lestat is about to strike out. Then you get this image of Louis and Lestat floating over the audience. Louis there. I'm pretty sure this is the image of Louis from season 1. That over fade-in shot of him when you first meet him in episode 1. Bang, bang. Now this is somebody burning, a vampire on fire. Now, for Lestat, there could be plenty of characters, but it looks like a woman. It looks kind of like a female-ish shape. So it could be Claudia. Lestat thinking about Claudia. I'm not exactly sure what all the lamps are supposed to symbolize. Maybe light, maybe goodness. Light invading the dark. And probably is supposed to be Claudia. Oh. I just noticed this. Go back. You got the chairs here. So I guess this is the interview space for Lestat, Daniel. We got a third chair here. Who's the third person getting interviewed? Is it Gabriella? Is it Louis? Is it Armand? It also kind of like with wasn't there like a lamp in that one little preview with Lestat bitching about the fern? Spinning, getting out more chaotic. Lestat's family home. And oh, I didn't know this is all changed now. So first it's, the typical look, the typical fancy look. Oh, baby boy Lestat. Is that baby boy Lestat? I didn't know that. But now look, it's all rotted. The paintings are all torn up. The place is all gone to hell and shit. Piss. Possibly the French Revolution. Oh, and now the house is all gone. It's just the wood. You got more skulls on the table. Huh. Creepy, and whatever it's supposed to mean anything, though. Lestat fading himself in, a wrecking ball coming to tear down the house, which could be some more symbolic. Oh, because Lestat is the wrecking ball for his family. But it could be actually symbolic, as in, not symbolic, but figural. Like, Lestat's going to tear down his old family home. The vampire. Lestat. Bang, bang, bang. Well, that was awesome. Took me 20 minutes to break down 1 minute and 6 seconds. I wonder if all these little fonts supposed to represent other movies, other genres of music Lestat is probably going to incorporate into his band. It also kind of reminds me when I was playing with fonts for another thumbnail. Like, what looks good? What looks good for the vampire Lestat? What looks good? But yeah, that is the vampire Lestat, the opening song. But yeah, the vampire Lestat, All Fall Down. Such an awesome opener. I'm so glad the show's gonna have an actual opening and not a title card. I love it when modern shows have openings. So many people actually do good openings. At least the shows that I've watched. They did have a lyric video for All Fall Down, but this is getting pretty long so far, so we'll do that in a separate thing. June 7th, mark your calendar for the upcoming Vampire Lestat. He is coming. He is here. Oh, he'll be here. Since this is the last Friday the 13th until like November, I wonder when we're gonna get more information. Will it just be a random? Will it be like once a month? Who knows? But I ramble good enough. Gonna rest my voice before I record something else. So I've been Hanyo, your Demon Cinephile. Tell me what you think about the song. What you think about Lestat coming? He's here. What you think about all the little messages in the in the video. Comment below, let me know, and I can't think of a way to end this video. So, bye.